Hey everybody, Kevin here. Thank you guys for joining me on Kevin's Way Works. So in front of me here I have a Stihl BR 600 backpack blower, and this thing has a problem with the primer bulb. So let's see if we can get this guy fixed. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to do this Kevin's way. Okay everybody, hopefully this will be a quick and simple video. So the backstory is my father-in-law bought this brand new and it had been working great for many years, and then all of a sudden it just was starting to get hard to start. So he did a bunch of things. He actually adjusted the valves and he replaced the carburetor with an aftermarket one. He replaced a spark plug, he replaced the magneto inside, and it just made things worse. So he finally just gave up on it and he bought him a brand new one and he gave me this one. So I took it apart. I put the original carburetor in after I cleaned it real good. Still had the same problem. I did find that inside of the spark plug cable that the metal connector on the end of the wire was pulled out to here, and put it back in. It was a little easier to start and it would run for a little bit, maybe a few seconds, and then it would just stop and then you couldn't start it again. So that wasn't the issue. So I thought maybe the magneto was bad, but I ended up not touching the magneto. I replaced a spark plug. After I replaced a spark plug, fired right up. No problem since. But there's still one other issue. So the problem is, when you press the primer bulb, nothing happens. It doesn't suck any fuel up, so it takes a few pulls to get it to start. So what we're going to do is take it apart. We're going to take the pull start off. There's 3 screws on that. And then there's 4 screws holding this back cover on. And then we'll have quick access to those 2 tubes that feed into the fuel tank. So let's go ahead and get this back off, get this off, and we'll see what we have. So this is a T27. So remove those 3. These are different than the other ones. These are machine screws. Let's get these 2 top ones off. Okay, these others 2 are kind of deep down in here. I'm not sure if I'm going to get you to where you can see it or not. Well, let's go ahead and give it a try. Hopefully you'll see that. There's that one. And then over here, there's another one. There it is. Let's start by pulling the spark plug cable off. All right, let's pull the cover off. There are little grommets here that ride on pegs on the fuel tank. So you got to pull those off. Just pull up and out a little bit and it'll free it up, and then you can pull this cover off. Push your spark plug cable through and it's removed. So now let's see if we can figure out what the problem is. All right, let's see if you can see this. You might need a flashlight. So see those 2 tubes there? I suspect they're backwards. I think what's happening is the pickup is on the return and the return's on the pickup. Because when I pop those off, I can feel suction on one and I can feel pressure on the other one. And when I went and looked up the part, the pickup is on this tube and the return's on this tube, or at least it's supposed to be. On this one, they're reversed. So I think the easy fix is going to be to just pull it off and swap them. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. Try to pull that off without damaging anything. There's that one. Pull this one off. Whoa. Let's go ahead and push that button and see if we see anything. Let me try to get this light set up somewhere here. Okay, that one has pressure on it. When I push it, push the button and plug it up, I can feel pressure on the bulb, and then I hear it hiss when I let it go. So this one, we should feel some type of suction. I know my hand's in the way. Yeah. I can kind of hear a little bit of suction on that one. So they were hooked up backwards. So let's go ahead and get those hooked back up to where they're supposed to go. So this guy, hold on. This guy is the return. So it gets put on that port. And for this one, come on guy. This one goes right here. See if we can get that down. That one's kind of short, but just got to get it down on there a little bit without breaking it. Okay. Well, that tube's a little short. We may have to put another tube on there. It may have gotten broken at some point and he had to cut the broken part off and put it back on. But for now, it fits and it's going to be good until it breaks. So let's go ahead and push this bulb and see if fuel comes up into it. See if you can see that. There it is, look at that. Oh yes, we have fuel. I'm trying to get some good lighting here so you guys can see it. Let me move you down. See that fuel in the bulb? I think I can zoom in a little bit. This camera doesn't have great zoom. It's digital zoom. So see that fuel in there? And you can hear the fuel? So there it is. That was the problem the entire time. When he took it apart and worked on it, he put those two tubes in backwards. Okay guys, easy fix. No parts required at this time. Eventually we'll probably have to replace that tube because it's too short, but problem solved. Let's get this thing back together. All right, let's get this cover on. Should be pretty simple to do. Just pop your spark plug cable through. Get everything lined up like so. Get your little rubber feet put in like so. And everything should line up. That lines up real good. So let's go ahead and get these screwed in. These are all the same size. I'm going to start these by hand the best I can. Okay, that one started fine. Start this one by hand. Since I'm not the first person to work on this, it's kind of, you don't know how messed up these threads are. I mean, these are just plastic. These are screwing in the plastic. Not a big deal, really. It's not like they're metal. These ones on the bottom are a little hard to get to. They're hard to see. It's better to have a magnetic bit. Let's go ahead and run this one in. I'm just going to stop when it makes contact, and I'm going to come back with a ratchet. There's that. Let's get the ratchet. Get these ones under here. That feels good. That's good. And that's good. And that's good. Let's put our spark plug back in, like so. And the last three are for that guy. Now these are machine threads, so be careful with these so you don't cross thread them. You may need to take them out. Either take them out or push them back. I'm trying not to touch them because they're all greasy. I don't want to get my hands all greasy because I neglected to put gloves on. So I'm going to run those in by hand. And let's tighten it down. And we're fixed. All right, guys, that was a quick and easy one. Just had to swap those two tubes around, and now our primer bowl works again. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. And if it was, it'd be awesome if you could give it a like, and if you could subscribe. And thank you guys for watching. Kevin's Way Works.
Uh-oh.